Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Doyle, aka the Big D, of Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Back again with another review. This time around, I bring to you a review of a movie from a particular TV show that just turned 50 today. Yes, as some of y'all may know, today's the day Sesame Street premiered on PBS 50 years ago. Now, of course, its characters had appeared in movies as well. Big Bird, most notably, who made a cameo in the Muppet movie in 1979. A few years after that, in 1984, the Sesame Street gang actually appeared in the wedding scene in the last act of The Muppets Take Manhattan. Then the following year, the gang got their first feature-length motion picture. So now, without any further ado, I bring to you Sesame Street Presents Follow That Bird from 1985. Yeah, I'm celebrating its 35th anniversary early, but I thought just for this special occasion of celebrating 50 years of Sesame Street. Now, I just recently rewatched this on it's a cartoon streaming site. I'm not bring the name of the site though. Anyway, the film was directed by King Kwapis, who would later go on to direct movies like Dunstan Checks In, The Beautician, The Beast, as well as License to Wed and The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Now, the film features all the stars from Sesame Street, most of them anyway, including the performers, including Carol Spinney doing Big Bird and Oscar, Jim Henson, and Frank Oz. Plus, also, other performers. Let's see now. Yeah. Now, of course, among the humans, we know we had Bob McGrath as Bob, Roscoe Orman as Gordon, Linda Bove as Linda, the mute, the deaf, the mute and deaf who signs and what have you. Emilio Delgado as Luis, Sonia Manzano as Maria, Alana Reed as Olivia, who after this and maybe another year on the show would later go on to star on TV's 227 or 227, however you would like to call that. Let's see, Anne Labrelle along as Susan. Anyway, now after we hear Oscar give us the Grouch anthem, which is a pretty darn funny thing. We see an animated Big Bird using an air pump to inflate a big lantern and floats them and then forms the WB logo, which of course that's the studio that gave us this flick, which is Warner Brothers. Now, I'll try not to spoil anything in case you have not seen this. Anyway, this is a pretty rare gem. And of course, this was a big type of movie long before we were introduced to a certain Elmo, who of course kind of makes a teensy-weensy appearance, but he wasn't noticeable, not yet anyway, in the series. And even though he does appear on the re-released DVD cover art, but, well, anyway, we start at the headquarters of the Fared Friends, and they find who their next client would be. Sort of a client with a case, and it's Big Bird. Soon they bring in Miss Finch to go to Sesame Street and put him in a new home with his own kind, and he ends up with a family of dodos in Oceanville, Illinois. But soon he doesn't feel very comfortable with him and leaves, and in the hopes of returning to Sesame Street and rejoin his friends, and of course his best friend, Mr. Snuffleupagus. Along the way he encounters a turkey truck driver played by country star Waylon Jennings, who of course was known for lots of great country hits and for being the balladeer of TV's The Dukes of Hazzard, which that happened to have been canceled that same year. But anyway, this this was a good movie. It had great music as well, just like the other Muppet movies that came before this. Anyway, as a child, I do seem to remember seeing this. Now, this came out right after the Black Cauldron came out, which that was a big comparator for it. Now, this still got some good response, but the film was unfortunately a bomb at the box office because it opened against lots of other other big competitors. Now, of course, that same at the same time it came out, which was on, let me see, August 2nd, it opened against Weird Science and the original Fright Night, but unfortunately there was many other competitors that were already out at the time, including The Black Cauldron, Back to the Future, National Lampoon's European Vacation, which it starred Chevy Chase makes a cameo in this movie as a newscaster. What else? Oh yeah, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome and Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Both were also released by Warner Brothers, as well as reissues of recent hits from the last year or two, which were Gremlins, Ghostbusters, and E.T. Nevertheless, the film still got good word of mouth, and I think it's pretty good. Now, to continue on with the story, after he finally leaves from saying goodbye to the turkey truck driver. Now, he's not. Well, Big Bird's not noticing that since everyone on Sesame Street's heard that he's run away, and so they set up a search party. So the Count and let's see, yeah, along with Burry and Ernie, you take a big plane, and let's see. Maria going Oscar and Telly and Honker. Plus, we had Gordon and Olivia, joined by old Cookie Monster, who unfortunately starts munching on, well, Susan's Volkswagen. But like I said, I'm not gonna try and give too many spoilers. It's just gonna be a little bit, but not a whole lot. And Grover, who kind of in a way tags along, but he wants to be Super Grover, of course. So later on, after arriving with the turkey truck driver, he arrives at this farmhouse where he meets two young kids named, let's see, Ruthie and Floyd. Ruthie is played by Allison Court, who a few years later will go on to voice Lydia in the Beetlejuice cartoon series, as well as she became the original portrayer of Lunette the Clown on the kids' show The Big Comfy Couch. And let's see, her kid brother, Floyd, was played by Benjamin Barrett. They have fun, but unfortunately Miss Finch comes along, but he escapes and arrives in the town of Toadstool, but soon Miss Finch is still not too far behind, but he manages to get caught by the two main antagonists of the movie, a crooked pair of dudes called the Sleaze Brothers. Sid Sleaze, played by Joe Flaherty, and Sam Sleaze, played by Dave Thomas, both of which were pretty big stars on the satire spoof series SCTV, which of course was Second City Television. And of course, well, Thomas was pretty big because he and Rick Moranis both did the movie Strange Brew, which I believe came out a year before this. And that was based on their skit, The Great White North. And of course, Flaherty, most of y'all would know him as the guy that kept mocking Happy Gilmore off when he was playing with Bob Barker. Yep. Years later. But anyway, and they soon turn into the Bluebird of Happiness, and soon after that, gets two kids that help, and well, the gang come to the rescue, but I'm going to try not to give the rest of the details away, because I don't want to try and spoil the ending, though, because it's a real good one. Now, I love the story for this. The cast is absolutely great. Now, oh yeah, we have some other cameo appearances. Uh, in one scene, Oscar goes to a Grouch diner, and Maria's not too thrilled with what they're having, except for tossed out. So they start tossing all around. We have Sandra Bernard playing the waitress at the Grouch diner, and Paul Bartel, who was best known for directing the cult classic Death Race 2000 in 1975 as the cook of the Grouch diner. Yeah. And that's about it. That's about all the cameos. Oh yeah, I've almost forgot John Candy, another SCTV alum, also appears in this movie as a cop. But I'm not going to tell you where that cop winds up. But anyway, you're going to have to see the movie. If you've never seen it, I'd highly recommend you watch this. You're going to love this movie. It has some of the most great songs ever. I absolutely love them. The Grouch anthem is great. Let's see. And there was Ain't No Road Too Long, which old Waylon did. Let's see. One Little Star, that's a good song. Upside Down World, which is a funny song, but Arnie starts saying when he flies upside down, Bert's not enjoying this when they're trying to search for Big Bird. That was funny. Let's see. Yeah, and I'm So Blue, which Big Bird sings when he's the bluebird of happiness, yeah. And of course, probably the best song is Easy Going Day, which Big Bird sings with the kids Ruthie and Floyd. But anyway, that's probably my favorite song on the soundtrack. But anyway, again, would I recommend this movie? You better believe it. If you're a fan of old school Sesame Street, give it a shot. If you're a Sesame Street fan, you should still see this. I mean, wherever you're a fan of the current generation of Sesame Street, you should still see this. I think you'll really like it, in my view. And I have seen the gang's second movie, which was 1999's The Adventures of Elmo and Grouchland, but I don't quite care much for that movie, though. I prefer to see Follow That Bird. It's a much better movie, a much better experience, and I love the story, I love the characters, the atmosphere, the songs, etc., etc., etc. Enough said. So you can find this from Warner Home Video. Now you can still actually find the DVD with the original cover art, which features the actual poster art for the movie, which you saw at theaters. And if you don't want to get the later release that featured Elmo on the cover, yes, along with the Count and others. But anyway, you be the judge. Give whichever DVD you want, okay? You be the judge. But anyway, give this movie a try. You won't be disappointed. Anyway, that's going to do it. And I want to thank you all for watching this review. If you have seen Follow That Bird, let me know what you thought about in the comments section. Like and subscribe to my channel for some more fun stuff, because I got some more family-friendly stuff coming up tomorrow when I review The Santa Claus to celebrate the film's 25th anniversary, and then the next 2 days I'll be reviewing the sequels. So, anyway, join me, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Like and comment on this vid, please, if you have seen Follow That Bird. I'd like to know what you thought about this movie. So until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.